What's up, Team No T? So, look, I was making it my business to try to watch as many of the Best Picture nominees that I possibly could. And, Conclave is one of the nominees, and it is playing on Peacock. And I watched it the other day, and look, I can absolutely understand why this movie was nominated for Best Picture. Because, first and foremost, let me tell you, the actors did their things. Like, okay, so the whole premise of the movie is after the death of the Pope, they get the conclave of bishops, I believe bishops or cardinals. If you're a Catholic, you'll correct me, but I believe it might be the cardinals. It's like a group of cardinals come because that's who you're picking the next pope from. And they are going to vote for the next pope. But what we get is a kind of a look at the politics of religion, specifically Catholicism, but the politics of religion. And also, there's a lot of intrigue, a lot of mystery about what's going on because things are happening. It's a whole lot of mess. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. I thought the black church was messy. Honey, baby, the Catholics might have us beat, y'all. Because sometimes you start to forget that these people are just human. So even though they are called by God in one way or another, they still have very human flaws about them. And all of that is on full display in this movie. But then, just when you think you got things all figured out and you know where everything's going, there is a twist. And oh my God, the twist had me seated for a second, thinking like, okay, so wait a minute. What does this implication mean right now? And of course, you gotta watch it. That's all I got to say. You have got to watch it. Ralph Fiennes is playing the lead protagonist. He is the dean over the conclave. So he is the person that's basically managing all of the rest of these other, I believe, cardinals. Y'all will correct me. But anyway, you got the conservative cardinal, you got the progressive cardinal, you got the very liberal cardinal. It's almost like a presidential election. So I'm going to try to move my way through as many of them as I can. And I'm putting out a video within the next couple of days that's going to tell you everywhere that you can watch these Oscar nominated films. Now, I don't have all of the streaming services, and I definitely can't afford to be renting movies to watch. But if you like to gift me the amounts that it would cost to rent a movie, I'll watch it. But the next one on my list is going to be the controversial one, and that is going to be Emilia Perez. Look, I've heard bad things. But I'm going to go into that movie without trying to have those bad things that I've heard cloud my judgment. It's a musical, which is already like, oh, do I really want to sit through a musical? I've come to learn, because I used to say I don't do musicals. I used to say that a lot. And then I had grandchildren. And now these grandchildren have come and infiltrated my life. And I'm watching Coco and I'm watching Encanto. And I'm like, I kind of do like musicals. They just have to be really, really good. Because Encanto and Coco, and even that episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and I know that was a divisive episode, but I liked it. So I'm like, okay, so if they really do one well, then I could get down with a musical. But most of the time, I'm not really trying to sing and dance or try to follow along while you singing and dancing. So, if Wicked hits, I believe it would be Peacock. I'm not 100% sure which one it would be if it went to a streaming service. But if it hits before the Academy Awards, I'm going to watch that too. But anywho, I just stopped here for just a second to tell y'all, go ahead on. If you were like on the fence about watching Conclave and you like thrillers, it's almost like a political thriller, except for it's religious. So we'll just call it a religious thriller, right? If you guys are into that kind of stuff, kind of a slow burn, It's not like you're hitting the ground with a bunch of action right away. Just got to be content to follow along with Cardinal Lawrence as things are happening in this conclave. You don't try to get too far ahead of Cardinal Lawrence, because Cardinal Lawrence is going to pull your ass back. He's going to be like, no, 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 no. You done got way too far ahead, baby. You think you know something. Unless you have heard of this story or you read the book, because it is based on the book, you ain't gonna know what's coming, baby. You are not gonna know what's coming, and I'm not gonna spoil it for you. I'm just not. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. So, anywho, this is my endorsement. Watch Conclave. If you want one of the Academy Award nominated movies to watch Conclave, and then just be sitting there stuck in your seat like I was, like just sitting there stuck. Because I'm telling you, I had no idea where we was going. And I really was scared to watch it, because I'm like, man, some religious shit. Y'all know I'm not a real religious person, so I'm like, man, some religious mess. I don't know if I really want to get into. Baby, the religious stuff is a backdrop. Every story that'll probably ever be has been written or told already. There is nothing super original out there in the world. It's just, you're going to take this framework for this story and you're going to make it your own. Well, that is what Conclave did. It took the framework of a political thriller and it stuck it inside of the Vatican. And it did an absolutely stupendous job of keeping me on the edge of my seat. So that is my recommendation for the first movie that is nominated for an Oscar for you to watch. This is the only one that I've seen. All the rest of them, I haven't even laid eyes on, not one of them besides this. And this one, I completely understand why it was nominated. The performances from the actors is outstanding. Outstanding. The story itself, outstanding. And the twist is like a gut punch. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts. If you have watched Conclave, let me know what you thought of the movie down in the comments. If not, tell me whether or not you plan to watch it based on me hyping it up. I'm the hype girl for Conclave. Put all that down in the comments. While you're there, do all the things. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Meet me right back here at the intersection between pop culture and common sense. And we can pass around the wine and pass around the wafers, but do not pass no tea. We do not do tea on this channel. You deserve so much more. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Every click, every share, y'all make us fly. Together we shine brighter than the sky. From shout outs to comments, we see every word. Y'all the reason Tasha's voice gets heard. Subscribers growing, lighten up the day. With your support, we'll never fade away. Thank you, Unwrap fam, you keep us strong. Keep us strong. Your love and your faith help us move along. Help us move along. Every click, every share, y'all make us fly. Y'all make us fly. Together we shine brighter than the sky. Brighter than the sky. Roll call for the peeps who keep it alive. Patron super chats all here on the drive. Tasha got the mic, but you fuel the vibe. This channel's a party and y'all keep it live. Monthly supporters, give y'all a cheer. Live stream energy, you bring the gear. Every episode's magic, cause of y'all's touch.